Political analyst Keith Leslie joining us now to talk about today's announcements. Keith, what's your take on this nearly 6 cent a litre cut, but only after the June provincial election?
Well, it's not the 10 cents a litre gas cut price or tax cut that he promised in 2018.
Right.
And he certainly never said then that we'd have to re-elect him in order to get it. 6 months, I don't know if that's going to make a big difference. We've already seen gas prices swing. They've dropped 20 cents in the last 3 weeks. We've seen such wild swings this spring. On the other hand, I think voters will appreciate any help at all with the gas price, especially in the peak driving months this summer. So it's a good move, but it also seems kind of tone deaf on the day the United Nations came out with another climate change report that said it's time to stop subsidizing fossil fuels.
Interesting point. Now, both the province and the federal government made another joint electric funding announcement today. What does that say about the relationship between the federal Liberals and the provincial Conservatives?
Well, it says they're more than able to get along and cooperate with each other on these big programs, despite their using each other as punching bags during election campaigns. And I think voters are pleased with that. People want to see their governments get along, regardless of political stripes. So it's smart. It's also smart to see them investing in electric vehicles at this point. We have to remember Premier Ford's had a big 180 conversion on this one from a government that canceled the subsidies and actually ripped out charger stations for electric vehicles at GO stations.
Do you think the Tories will highlight this relationship more heading into the election?
Well, they're certainly going to highlight the spending or the investments that they've made. And it's been now hundreds of millions of dollars just from the provincial government. The federal government's matched most of them in these new electric vehicle plants and investments in Windsor, Oshawa, Ingersoll. These are huge investments, and it's where the future of the automotive sector is. It's a lot of money in corporate welfare, but that's the way the auto sector is played these days in the 21st century.
Now, Keith, it does seem that electric is top of mind for the Ford government. What does that signal in terms of political goals right before the June election?
Well, it shows they're trying to get on side with voters. They're spending a lot of money in a lot of areas, but they know the environment is a big concern for people. Electric vehicles are the future. The government's regulated how soon they have to get out of gas vehicles, for goodness sakes. So this is smart for the provincial government. It's a big change in policy for the Progressive Conservatives, and it does seem to, seemingly come just before the election.
All right, thank you so much, Keith. That's political analyst Keith Leslie.